Coming up on Mountain News at 6, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman pays a visit to Lee County today. More about why she was in the mountains just ahead. And work continues for a sports complex on the University of Pikeville's campus. We'll take a look at how progress is going for Bear Mountain.
Plus, we are dry and cold tonight, but rain chances are looming. Your forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
More than 3 years after a devastating flood, state and local officials announced funding for projects in Bville. WYMT's RJ Johnson was there for the announcements.
Cutting the ribbon to the new town square. Officials joined the announcement of more than $2.2 million going towards projects for improved water and infrastructure.
This town square, this project that has been so integral to the downtown area, but we're also here to celebrate some really big investments in cleaner water programs and projects that are going to help the infrastructure here in Beattyville as well.
Beattyville Mayor Scott Jackson says they've had issues with their water system since flooding damaged parts of the city in 2021.
And we're a small city, and we've had some water trouble during the flood of 2021, and we got to be able to supply water not only to the newcomers that are coming in, but we have a very nice nursing home. We got our school system, and I want to provide the best water we can provide.
Saying he is thankful for everyone who worked to get this funding.
Fortunate enough with our state representative and state senators, we came to them and they came to our calling.
Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman says they are happy to be helping the city during their efforts of revitalization.
Helping us to know what they needed so that we could work with them to provide those things and to bring those things to life. And that's when the best things happen, is when everybody comes together, you put politics aside and you do what's right for people.
In Beattyville, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
And again, the event was held in the newly dedicated town center. Jackson says they'll be able to use that center for farmers markets, festivals, and more. Gas stations will soon have small reminders to not leave children or pets in hot cars this summer. It's all part of the process to verify gasoline and diesel pumps are working properly. Stickers are placed on gasoline pumps that pass an inspection. Agriculture Commissioner Jonathan Schell says some other states have added a simple message to the stickers, and Kentucky is joining that effort this year. Figures show 29 children died of vehicular heat stroke last year.
Nobody wants to believe that we would be so distracted that we would leave a child or a pet in a car, but it happens every year.
Inspections of gas pumps at Kentucky stations will take place between now and November. One person is dead after a multi-vehicle crash in Laurel County this afternoon. It forced part of Kentucky 229 to be closed going both ways. Deputies say a motorcycle was heading north when it came upon a truck. That truck was reportedly stopped for a mail carrier. The person driving the motorcycle tried to slow down but ended up hitting the truck in the rear. The motorcycle then hit another truck before it came to a stop. The person on the motorcycle later died after being taken to the hospital. Their name has not been released yet. That portion of Kentucky 229 has since reopened. In Pike County, one person is dead after a side-by-side crash. Kentucky State Police received a call about that incident late Saturday evening. It happened on State Highway 1056 in the McCarr community. During the initial investigation, Dalton Mounts of Freeburn was driving the Polaris Razor when it went off the roadway and turned over. Michael Sincel of Freeburn was the passenger in the side-by-side. He was pronounced dead by the Pike County Coroner's Office. Crews in Laurel County have been working to put out a fire this afternoon. First responders were called to the scene of the fire off exit 29, that's near Interstate 75. Corbin Fire Department officials received the call about it around 3:30 this afternoon. Officials described the blaze as a large commercial structure fire. Officials say the building is known as the Old 76 building. Officials say they're not sure how long they will be at the scene. No reports of injuries. The Monticello Police Department is asking for help finding a moped that was reportedly stolen. Take a look at your screen. Police say this moped was stolen sometime after 10 o'clock last night in front of building number 8 at the Mason Green Apartments in Monticello. If you have any information, you can contact the police department's crime tip line at 606-688-7676.
Well, the weather is awesome on this Earth Day. A live look across the region, and we are tracking plenty of blue sky and sunshine. Not a cloud in the sky from Buffalo Mountain, pushing close to I-64 in Rowan County, and same story from the London Corbin Airport. Up on first alert, pinpoint Doppler. Again, we are dry as we go into this evening, all thanks to high pressure. As we zoom out, high pressure is sitting near Memphis, also close to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this will keep us dry, also mainly clear as we go into tonight. So as a result, those lows are once again chilly to wake up in the morning. We see lows in the upper 30s to lower 40s. A frost advisory is in place, so if you have those plans, be sure to protect those as we are chilly to wake up and walk out the door on Tuesday. Most of your Tuesday is dry, but notice by late Tuesday, also pushing into early Wednesday, we are tracking that next weather maker. More details on that next rain chance, plus a warmer weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Powell County leaders say they're making progress to repair the county's storm sirens. The county had issues following storms earlier this month. The Clay City Fire Department says some troubleshooting helped repair the siren at the department. They replaced a bad radio that is used to activate the siren. The judge executive says the county received Estill County's old sirens to use, but without securing grant funding, they cannot cover repair or replacement costs. We are less than a month away now from the primary election in Kentucky, and today was the last day to register to vote. And now there are 3 ways you can vote in May. Excused in-person absentee voting will be on May 8th through the 10th and May 13th through the 15th. In-person no excuse absentee voting before Election Day will be May 16th through the 18th. And finally, you can vote in person at your local precinct on Election Day, which is Tuesday, May 21st. Tomorrow is the last day you can register to vote in neighboring West Virginia for their May 14th primary. It's also the last day you're able to change your party affiliation before the primary in West Virginia. There are 3 ways to register to vote there: at a county clerk's office or the DMV, by mail via a printed off form, and online via the Secretary of State's website. The University of Pikeville is continuing its efforts to enter a new era of athletics, moving mountains for a new place to plant its teams in one place. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has an update on Bear Mountain.
It's going to be a project that serves the whole community.
The University of Pikeville is paving the road to a new chapter of athletics.
Roughly 60% of our students are student athletes. And so we need a place for them to compete that they can call home.
Bear Mountain is bringing the university's outdoor teams to the same field on a mountainside near Cedar Creek and Bob Amos Drive.
You know, phase 1 of the project is the football facility. And so we're committed to getting that moving as quickly as possible. It's purely dependent on fundraising, and we're actively involved in raising money to get that project running.
Partnering with the city of Pikeville to bring in more than $8 million in funding from the state during the next 2 years to help lay the foundation for what is being estimated as a $50 million project.
Approximately 3 months ago, I had an opportunity to go and present to the City Commission, and I asked them if they would be willing to help us sponsor some legislation that would help us get the road up to Bear Mountain. They were very willing to do that.
UPike President Dr. Burton Webb says the partnership plan and progress is not only beneficial for the athletes, but the entire area.
If all of us can work together as great partners, we can bring things into Eastern Kentucky that might not otherwise be here.
And while the exact look and time frame of the project is still fluid,
it's moving as quickly as we can move it, but they're very excited about getting up on the mountain and being able to do things there. In fact, some teams are already up there.
The Bears are excited to be on solid ground. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Dr. Webb says the city has been a great partner, allowing the teams with no home field to borrow their spaces, but it was time to make a permanent place which could boost recruitment and help the region. Officials with the town of Wise, Virginia unveiled a new sign in town. The Love sign is located in Gateway Gardens. It's the town's first love sign and one of more than 300 across Virginia. Each letter showcases a different part of Wise. The tourism director says the E includes landmarks in the town.
The E has a mural of just different locations in the town of Wise. So it has Big Glades, Gateway Gardens, the courthouse, town hall here, just in our Wise Reservoir. So just some things that kind of stick out in the town of Wise.
Officials say students with the Wise Career and Technical School built the sign.
We are tracking some more cool weather as we go into this evening, but we could see some 80s by this time next week. Your forecast coming up. Plus,
we pick up our East Kentucky leadership profiles with a young man who focused his high school years on giving back.